That was genius. It's brilliant, it's ballsy, but it's great. Hi, let's talk about Grave Peril by Jim Butcher, which is Dresden Files number 3, and let's do a book review with spoilers. If you're here, it's my sincerest hope that you have read and loved this book as much as I did. But if you're here for other reasons, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. If you're considering going on your Dresden Files journey, I'm glad you've made your way to my channel. But if you're more interested in a spoiler-free review, I do have that available on my channel. I'm doing both spoiler-free and spoiler reviews of all of these books, all 17 of them, by the way, as of right now. Book number 18, which is called 12 Months, comes out January 2026. But that's not even including the couple of short stories that fall within this series somewhere. So either way, I'm glad you found your way to this video. And again, I hope you love Harry Dresden as much as I do. Before we go any further, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you enjoy book reviews or book summaries, if you find yourself in need of those, I have several of those available to you on my channel. I'm doing a summary video of every single Dresden Files book that I read. I hope you stick around. Again, if you're considering starting your Dresden Files journey, let this be your sign to do so. I love these books. I'm a little behind on my videos because I'm actually already halfway through Summer Night. Here it is. And really enjoying it so far, but this video is not about that. I'll be recording some video content on this once I finish it. Give me a couple days and I will be ready. But as of right now, we are talking about Grave Peril. So without further ado, let's get into it. I think first and foremost, I wanted to talk about characters. This book, number 3, this is the first time we are seeing Michael. When the book opens, Michael's there right away, and I go, who is this guy? And you know what? Sometimes it takes me a while to accept a character into my circle. You know, I have to get to know the character a little bit. So it wasn't immediate love. I had to get to know him a little bit more. But the more that I read about Michael, I go, oh my gosh, he's the friend that everybody needs. He's just so wholesome. You know, maybe a little too far wholesome. You know, he needs maybe just like a little bit of bad boy energy. I don't know. He's a great character. His wife, Charity, cracks me up. She hates Harry, but like loves him because Michael loves him. So she's great as well. Now, I don't know because I'm only halfway through Summer Night right now. I hope that Michael comes back. I'm actually expecting him to come back. He can't just be gone. I mean, come on. He's such a major character. I think he'll be back, and I think he'll be back plenty. And then before I forget, let's talk about Murphy. I missed Murphy in this book. I really did. I missed her banter with Harry because in the first couple books, she's there a lot. And her and Harry have had their ups and downs. Woo, talk about a strained relationship, huh? And I mean friendship, but maybe a budding romance? I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait and find out. But I missed her in this book. She was pretty much down for the count because she was struggling with the after effects of that nightmare haunting thing where the nightmare puts his fingers in her brain or her head. And I'm like, oh my God, how freaky. We'll talk about the creep factor in a minute, but I missed Murphy. I missed their banter. So anyways, I'm a huge Murphy fan. I love her. With book 3, we are meeting Thomas, the vampire, for the first time. I'm sorry, I like the guy. I liked him right off the bat. He helps Harry out, even though he doesn't really have a reason to, but he also doesn't not have a reason to. Does that make any sense? He is so funny. He's so funny. And the way it's the stuff that he says, he's just hilarious. And his companion, Justine, what a weird character. She's got some emotional problems. Yeah, she's an emotional mess, but Thomas helps her out with euphoric vampire venom saliva situation. Thomas definitely helps Justine, but what a weird character. I didn't hate her. I didn't love her. I don't really, I guess, have an opinion on her so far. I hope she comes back just because I'm curious. And we can't talk about Grave Peril without mentioning the godmother, Leah. Okay, that lady just kept popping up time and time again. I'm like, oh my God, here's this chick again. I don't know. She's always trying to collect on her bargain with Harry, but Harry finds a way to weasel out every single time, which is hilarious because Michael's very concerned that the first time Harry wiggles out of the deal, he's like, oh, well, you told a lie. And Harry's like, no, I tricked her. So again, sometimes Michael's a little bit too far on the good scale. And maybe Harry, I don't know. I feel like Harry walks a pretty fine line. He's overall very good, but we do see him struggle with light and dark, so to say. He does have certain inclinations that lead him somewhat to the dark side, but he always fights that off and ends up doing the right thing. As is stated on his tombstone that he receives as a gift from Bianca, it says, Harry Dresden died doing the right thing. I love that part. God, there's so many key moments in this book that I just really love. That was one of them. Speaking of characters, and let's just throw out a quick prediction here. Bianca, she's not dead. I feel very confident she's not dead. Yes, I know she fell into the hole when Harry released all of the ghosts that were killed during life by vampires and stuff, and she's presumed dead. We don't see a body, so if I don't see a body, I don't believe that she's dead. That chick is coming back. All right, and of course, we have our friend Harry Dresden. I love Harry. You know, he is just so funny. And what do I want to talk about next? You know what? Maybe we should just talk about the funny parts that I had to take note of, because they are so good. First of all, can we talk about his attire? Every single book, he finds himself in a vulnerable position of nudity. These monsters catch him just at simply the wrong time. In this book, we find Harry naked when he wakes up in that washroom after being taken by the vampires, and he happens to find himself a pair of boxers with yellow duckies on them. Other than that, completely naked, bare-chested, barefooted, but yeah, just a force to be reckoned with his two sticks, which is his blasting rod and his, what's the thing called? Not a wand. Wait, blasting rod. Oh, and his staff. What do you call that? What does he call that thing? Anyways, his two sticks. You know what I'm talking about. This is very funny to me. Every single cover of the book, I'm telling you, every single one, Harry is featured wearing a hat. Not a single time does Jim Butcher describe Harry as wearing a hat. It just cracks me up. I don't know, like, come on. What are you guys thinking? You know what? It doesn't bother me. I just like to take note of it because it's unusual. It's unique. Also, when Harry takes Michael to the masquerade ball, the Bianca thing, the red court function, he shows up dressed as a vampire with fake fangs, dried blood. I'm like, oh, that's gutsy, Harry. That is ballsy. I give him props there. And that almost went sideways until thank you, Thomas, for standing up for Harry and laughing about it and then commenting on the red court hospitality. Yeah. Thanks, Thomas. I think you saved Harry's butt there. I really do. Also, do you remember when the Nightmare is wearing Harry's face and using his magic? And Harry is trying to get his attention and he says, "Hey, ugly." Like, that's so stupid that I find that so funny. Okay, here's the thing. When I picture Harry Dresden, my mind automatically plugs in Jared Padalecki, okay? Now, I said this on a short. Fans argued with me when they saw that video because they said Jared Padalecki's too attractive and Harry Dresden is not supposed to be attractive. I don't know about that. Okay, look. Dresden Files, all these books, they're written from Harry's perspective. It would be very narcissistic for him to describe himself as a very attractive, very handsome man, right? So anyways, I don't know. He's not describing himself in an ugly way either. I mean, he's tall, he's got dark hair, he has angular, kind of long features. He's the exact opposite of how he describes Murphy. Murphy's short, she has, I guess, softer, rounder features. I don't know. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about Harry's attractive level, because I don't think he's ugly. Maybe he's not the most attractive human being in the world, but I don't know, maybe average, but maybe slightly above average. I don't know. Let me know. There is also a moment where Harry's being a pest and he's antagonizing one of the characters in here and he's comparing him to a anatomically correct Ken doll. So anyways, I just found that funny. The funny thing is I don't even remember who he's talking to. Is he talking to himself as the Nightmare? He's talking to Kravos, probably. Shoot, man, I just read this book and the details are so fleeting. They go like this, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, that part did make me laugh. And then there's a part where he is swearing in front of Michael. Wait, I tabbed it. You know what? Before I forget, I always forget to revisit my tabs. Okay, if you have this copy of Grave Peril, I'm looking at page 43. Harry says, "You're right. Sorry. Holy shit," I breathed. "Heckhounds. Godmother's out hunting. How the hell did she find us so damn fast?" Harry, come on. You're just being a pest at this point. Anyways, I thought that was hilarious. Sorry, Michael. Okay, what? Yep. Okay, here's the ugly part that I was just talking about on page 207. I focused my eyes on Charity and the Nightmare and felt cold anger inside. I moved around the edge of the byre, gaining a little stability and balance as I went, and shouted, "Hey, you! Ugly!" Well, yeah. The Nightmare is wearing Harry's face, so I just thought that was hilarious. I think he was just antagonizing the Nightmare there, but I don't think Harry is ugly. Gosh, Jim Butcher and his action scenes. It's difficult to recall another author who does it just as well. I mean, this is just back-to-back action. I could see readers maybe feeling overwhelmed by everything that's going on. I loved it. I enjoyed the ride. I didn't find it overwhelming, even though there's a lot to keep track of. And maybe I feel that in particular because I take a lot of notes as I'm reading the books in preparation of making a summary video. There's a lot going on, and the action scenes are phenomenal. I want to call two to your attention right now. When Harry faces off against Bianca and he calls the dead, the victims of all the vampire attacks, ooh, that part was so cool. That part was so cool. And you just kind of have to laugh as you picture what Harry's wearing during that moment, during that climax where he's wearing just the boxers. But what a phenomenal action scene. And then the other part is actually when Harry actually dies in order to produce a ghost of himself in order to help defeat the ghost Kravos. I thought that was genius. It's brilliant. It's ballsy, but it's great. Speaking of ballsy, the fact that Harry takes the toadstool poison as a way to get out of his bargain, once again with his godmother, again, wow. You walk a fine line, Harry Dresden. That was gutsy, my friend. Whew. He couldn't be sure that it would work, but it did, because he knows that Leah's plans for him are long-term. So if he were to end his life quickly, that wouldn't satisfy his godmother. Huh. Genius. Genius. Okay, speaking about the godmother, and Harry's under the impression that his mother selected his godmother for him. I love that Harry's past is still very mysterious. We still don't know what the heck happened with his parents. Why did his mom select Leah as his godmother? Did his dad really die of an aneurysm? I don't know. Did his mom really die giving birth to him? I don't know. And we still are wondering about this Elaine chick. Like, she's mentioned very rarely, but enough for me to just develop this burning curiosity about her. I gotta know more. As is tradition with Jim Butcher's endings, specifically with the Dresden Files, I love how Jim Butcher ties every ending into a neat little bow for us. We know exactly how everything ends and what happens with every single character. I'm not left with any burning questions and going, what about this? What about that? Nope. We have a conclusion. We know. I think that's mainly what I wanted to say about Grave Peril. I loved it. This was a 5-star book. If I haven't said that already, this is a 5-star book. I absolutely loved it. Okay, let me just tell you, I have rated all the books so far 5 stars. I've enjoyed them immensely. And you know what? Here's what's weird. I kept getting a lot of comments, specifically on my TikTok shorts, saying that, oh, the first couple Dresden File books are garbage, they're not as good, it just gets better and better. I was closely paying attention in this book, thinking, has there been major improvement with his storytelling or his writing or his action scenes? No, I thought this one was on par with the other two. So anyways, I'm failing to really understand that comment. Doesn't matter. If that's your opinion, I respect it, absolutely. But for me, all these books so far have been 5 stars. If you are on your Dresden File journey, or if you're preparing for 12 months coming January 2026 and you find yourself in need of a summary, check out my YouTube page because I have summary videos of these books for you. So that way you can save yourself time. If you don't have time to reread all of the books or listen to the audiobooks, I have you covered. I try to keep the summary videos within a reasonable amount of time, definitely under an hour, but I try to give you a well-rounded summary to where you're not wondering who is this character? What are the events that occurred? I'm going to outline it for you. So I will drop a link below in the description box, but feel free to peruse my channel. You can find all sorts of other book-related content on there. If you've watched up until this point, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. I hope you consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. I have a lot of really fun books that I just am so eager to talk about. I'm so eager to connect with you, other readers. So please leave me a comment. Whether you're considering reading the Dresden Files or if you've already read the Dresden Files, talk to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you. So until next time, I hope to catch you in another video. I hope you're reading something great. And until next time, I will catch you on the flip side.